as a energy at this time and place, as a soul in this time and place, I encounter many in my travels. And there are some that are instantaneously like a brother or a sister. What's, from an energetic standpoint, can you tell us about that? Because some people you just like magnetically drawn to. Is that, do you know them from the days when you were cast, or what types of things happen that you have these attractions with other energies?
There's varying moments of that. It can be that they are the same type of energy that you are.
What do you mean type?
There are artistic types, there are warrior types, there are different types of energy.
Oh, wait a minute. So you're telling us that when we are cast, we may be an artist?
Yes.
Or what was the other soul types?
There are 7 types.
Okay, will you tell us about them?
Artistic,
yes.
Sage, scholar, priest, warrior, king, and I think there's one more, we're not certain which. There are different types of energy, different energy types.
I've heard of people like priestess.
Slave types, those who are in service.
Ah, in service. Okay. And when you are, I make sure I understand this, what you're saying. So when we are created by God, all that is, you are given a sort of a vibrational...
There is the all that is, and then there is the source entities attached to that, and each of them have their perspective.
Okay.
It's quite complex.
Quite complex. But when we're created, we have...
You come from the source energy, yes. And the source energies are different types of energy. Otherwise, you would be all homogeneous and the same.
Oh, that would be bland, yeah. But I'm trying to have you take me back to, so as individuals are cast and become baby souls, they may be a baby soul warrior, yes, or a baby soul artist.
Yes. And you always remain whatever type you are.
That doesn't change.
That does not change. But the level does change.
Okay. So when I come into each life, I may always be an artist because that's how I was created.
Yes.
As an energy and soul.
Yes.
Okay. Then you see people that have personality traits that you wouldn't think they're an artist. You would think they're more aggressive than an artist. So what happens? How do I get these, or how do we get these personality traits?
Well, there are different overleaves attached to all of it as well.
An overleaf.
A shading of the energy that you are. There are different types of overleaves as well.
And do I pick those, or do we pick those as we come into physical?
Yes, you do.
For what purpose?
Experience.
I still don't understand.
You use them as tools.
Oh.
They're like tools. Say, okay, well, I'm going to participate in this life and I'm going to bring in certain attributes, certain abilities. I may be very magnanimous, I may be very understanding, I might be very intellectual. I mean, all these different things, and then you bring them in and you use them as tools to advance your energy.
So when we encounter people in life who are highly passionate and their energy is almost contagious, they've come in with some sort of overleaf
Yes.
That's part of what we would call personality trait?
Yes.
And what would that be then, when someone's like that? Is that passion, or is that, what is it?
That would be dependent. I mean, this is all very complex answers that you're asking us. If someone is very passionate, it usually means that they are a little bit more advanced and that they are attacking the physical experience with more gusto than, say, another.
Okay.
Now, we'd like to backtrack a bit from all this. When you're talking about familiarity of energy,
yes,
it isn't always just the type of energy. Sometimes it's past life experience, where you've had an intense emotional moment with someone.
And that carries forward in the next life?
Absolutely. Or unfinished business with someone.
Oh.
It comes forward with you. And then when you run into that particular energy again, you feel a need to complete it, or you just feel a complete attraction to the energy. You don't understand why. And you might not even like them, but you're attracted to their energy. You don't know why.
So there have been moments in time in my life where I have experienced a person for the first time, and it is like I've known that individual all my life in just moments, meaning hours.
Yes.
And more than likely we had encountered each other.
In a past life moment.
Well, that would make sense if we're going about this close to many hundreds or even 1,000 times to...
Yes, and the more you participate with the energy, and the more familiar it is, and usually the more intense it is.
So at some point in time, does an energy say, I've had enough, or my vibrational level, because it's, as you said earlier, it's all about vibrational advancement, in constantly enriching source. Is there a point in time when energies say it's no longer necessary to come back?
Absolutely.
And so then what does that energy or soul do? If they're not here in this world or some dimension, what do you do?
There's a very lengthy list of what they would do. They may create realities within realities. They may decide to hover energetically in a nonlinear place. They may decide to be participatory in a council way with other energies. They may decide to extend themselves to those who are still in the physical to help them along. It all depends. But there's certainly not a lack of, quote, not things to do. And that's so linear.
In non-physical.
Yes, it's very, to use that term is just, it's difficult.
Kindergarten.
Yes, we're trying to be polite about that.
All right, that's fine. You can rib me about it. So, the old phrase that some of us have adopted, that don't worry about sleeping now, you can sleep when you die.
No.
When you pass, there's a number of things that are endless to do then.
Absolutely.
Either remanifesting as another physical form,
absolutely,
or not.
Yes. Or being in contemplation with your guides to figure out what you just experienced, to extending yourselves to helping others move into the nonlinear. I mean, there's a list, a lengthy linear list of things that can be done.
But every time we come back, as we evolve and evolve and evolve, we have this magnificent ability to make arrangements and then use our free will to grow and expand every time.
Absolutely.
So I can, again, choose and come here as a wealthy bon vivant and not do anything other than enjoy the treasures of the earth, or
you can do that, yes.
Or come and engage in war.
It's up to you.
It's up to us.
Yes. You create your reality. As much as many would not like to adhere to that policy, because some are like feeling very victim to their reality.
Yes.
But as soon as you take ownership of your reality, the victimhood tends to move away, and the difficult reality that you may be experiencing will also diminish.